So there is now some new discourse thrown around saying that California is legalizing pedophilia, and I've come here to say no, that is not the case. Hello, everyone. If you're asking why I've been gone for 5 days, it's a very easy reason to explain. I've been battling demons in the seventh layer of hell. Nah, I'm just kidding. I decided to take a mini break. But, anyways, this has kind of forced me to come out of break early, so yeah, what is the claim that is being made here? So I was notified today of a post that was made yesterday surrounding, California. And if you're asking what it's about, someone by the name of Austin the DVD Teen makes a community post saying, "Bad news. California is now legalizing pedophilia. My mom just told me this. They are trying to legalize pedophilia everywhere. It's no wonder why some people in this joke of a community are losing respect." So I decided to do some research on the subject to truthfully see if California was legalizing pedophilia, as this community post claims, and it turns out that this is not the only time that this discourse has happened. Back in 2019, this discourse didn't really happen in 2019. It didn't become a big deal until 2020 where it passed, but people, after Bill SB 145 was introduced, this happened. So I'm going to read this article surrounding the ordeal on fatchat.org, and I'm also going to be linking and reading other articles surrounding this bill and the claims. Quick take. Contrary to QAnon, Fuel claims that a California bill would legalize pedophilia. The bill would actually standardize the rules about who is required to be on the state's sex offender registry. Full story. Facebook is teeming with the falsehoods about a California bill aimed at equalizing standards for the state's sex offender registry. Some of the most widely shared claims say it states no felony for having sex with a minor. Others say pedophilia is now legal in California. Both are wrong. The bill, SB 145, was introduced in January 2019, but it got little attention until it passed the state Senate on August 31st. After that, claims on social media started appearing, often with the hashtag #SaveTheChildren. That hashtag is associated with the QAnon conspiracy theory, which regards President Donald Trump as a crusader against a shadowy group of elite pedophiles who supposedly run the government. The audience for QAnon soared in 2020 as stay-at-home orders grounded the country in an effort to slow the spread of the novel coronavirus. But the claims QAnon adherents are spreading around SB 15 are bunk. The bill, which hasn't become law since it's still awaiting the governor's signature, doesn't address the criminal classification of sex with a minor as the first claim states. In California, a sexual act between a minor and someone over 18 can be treated as either a felony or a misdemeanor. The statutes criminalizing various such acts are among the state's wobbler laws, which, as the U.S. Supreme Court explained in a 2003 decision, means that the level applied is at the discretion of the prosecutor or the court. SB 145 would have no effect on that. Rather, it would standardize one aspect of sentencing for all those crimes. As the state's sentencing laws stand now, courts have discretion in whether or not to require inclusion on the sex offender registry for someone convicted of having vaginal intercourse with a minor who has within 10 years of the adult's age. There is no such discretion allowed for those similarly convicted of anal sex, oral sex, or sexual penetration, which is different than intercourse in that it doesn't involve a penis. This distinction is in the law, which is irrational at best, disproportionately targets LGBT young people for mandatory sex offender registration. Since LGBT people usually cannot engage in vaginal intercourse, the bill's sponsor, State Representative Scott Wiener, said in a statement when he introduced the legislation. For example, if an 18-year-old straight man has vaginal intercourse with a 17-year-old girlfriend, he is guilty of a crime, but he is not automatically required to register as a sex offender, Wiener's statement explained. Instead, the judge will decide based on the facts of the case whether registration is warranted. By contrast, if an 18-year-old gay man has sex with a 17-year-old boyfriend, the judge must place him on the sex offender registry. registry, no matter what the circumstances. SB 145 would make the registry requirements for similar offenses the same. It would have no effect on the level of crime prosecuted, and it certainly would not make pedophilia legal in California, as the second claim says. The laws against sex with minors would remain intact. So clearly the bill aims to make the registry for these offenses the same and make it more equal to each other. Yet still, QAnon conspiracy theorists, and by its split then, the right has used this article and this, well, not this article, but the bill being passed as, well, I don't even know if it was passed, but they're using this to push this idea that, oh, they're making pedophilia legal in California, which, no, that is not the case, as this article states, and another article that I'm going to read also says this. Facts about SB 145. Current state allows a judge to decide whether to place a young man convicted of statutory rape in which vaginal intercourse takes place with a minor on the sex offender registry based on the facts of the case. There is no such discretion when the offense includes anal or oral sex. SB 145 would eliminate automatic sex offender registration for young adults who are convicted of having voluntary or anal sex with a minor. Instead, a judge would make the decision, as with cases involving sexual vaginal intercourse. The law would not apply in cases where a one party does not believe the sexual contact was voluntary. LGBTQ advocates, including the bill's author, state Senator Scott Wiener, D. San Francisco, say it would do away with this discriminatory law, one that's a relic of a penal code that criminalized those acts until 1975, even between consenting adults. We already read this bit in the last one, so no need to read it again. Decades ago, police used the fact that certain sex acts were illegal to raid gay clubs and charge people with crimes, said as ASM, whatever that means, Sidney Calamuter, D. Los Angeles, a supporter of the bill, during a press conference last month. Calamuter said the disparity in the law was put in place during a more conservative time in California, and historically, these police raids were done systemically to target votes to remove people who identified as being LGBT from our society. And fuck, the article even states that sex with a minor remains illegal in all cases under SB 145. So, once again, no, this is not making pedophilia legal in California. And again, despite these things, QAnon conspiracy theorists and other rightoids have used this to, again, make this claim about, well, pedophilia being made legal in California. And this new thing about California just letting out several convicted pedophiles is now going to be used even more to push the right-wing narrative that LGBT people are groomers and they don't deserve rights and other things such as that. Which, and look, I also want to talk about the community post itself, which makes the very stupid claim that because they secured a bunch, well, okay, it's not exactly saying it, but what I took away from this community post is that because of these articles that I have shown, pedophilia is being made legal everywhere. And again, they don't even fucking link the articles in question that they show. They just showed the headlines of them. So that clearly must mean that it's true, right? Which that would be like me saying that. It would be like me saying this. Making this claim. State of Cali has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. They're not making being a sex offender legal in California. Also, I decided to look this up too, about the whole of them letting pedophiles out, and the three biggest sources that I found that are spread in this article are the Daily Mail, Fox News, and Breitbart, which, if you know anything about those stations, well, here, let me explain them one by one. So, first one, Daily Mail. I'll let Russell Howard explain why they're not exactly the most reliable network.
This is major papers we're talking about. I mean, listen to the founder of Wikipedia talking about the Daily Mail.
I think what they've done brilliantly is, in this ad-funded world, they've mastered the art of clickbait, they've mastered the art of hyped-up headlines, they've also mastered the art, I'm sad to say, of running stories that simply aren't true. And that's why Wikipedia decided not to accept them as a source anymore.
Think about that. Wikipedia says the Daily Mail can't be trusted. Wikipedia.
Then there's Fox News, which has been notoriously known for spreading this idea about LGBT people being groomers, and even very recently had a person come on the Fox News or Tucker Carlson show saying the only way to stop these shootings is to stop this evil groomer agenda, which is justifying the Colorado Springs shooting that was done very recently. And then there's Breitbart, which is, well, Breitbart. And no, they're not letting these people out, as this person has said too. Because again, the same thing has happened before in a completely different scenario. So I would also link to that another article about that there too. So yeah, basically the point that I'm getting at is stop spreading this misinformation. This is only going to fuel the agenda of the right. The LGBTQ people don't deserve rights and they're groomers, and it's just going to lead to more attacks fueled by this rhetoric, is what I am saying. So, yeah, that is going to do it for this video. See you all later. And also, I don't know how exactly, again, I was going to take like a week break, but this kind of forced me out of it, so, yeah, whatever. See y'all later.